Hello, Shaoling! Welcome back to episode number... I actually have no idea. Hold on. I'm trying to find out. Yeah, you don't even need to hear that. Episode 18. We're on episode 18 of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. It's all the same one, but I want to do the first one. In the last episode, we played the game, and look at me, I'm looking fucking good as shit. I'm looking good as fuck. As you can see behind me, my walking pad's here. As you don't see, because I don't have it anymore, is my knife. I had a red-bladed, red-handle Black Dragon knife, and I broke it trying to open this thing, because I'm just so strong now. It's 3 years old, and I got it at, like, a convention. So, I gotta find a new knife, and then I can open up my walking pad, so I can walk more. But I think we're going to press harder on whatever this was. I don't remember. Wait a minute! The mere fact that the lottery ticket disappeared in no way implicates my client. Ha! I have here in my hand the very ticket in question.
That's the $500,000 lottery ticket!
One of the female police officers found it when she was conducting a search of the defendant. What?! I like Maya's little silhouette.
Order! Order!
Ha! She's quite a lucky bird, our little waitress.
You will submit that ticket as evidence to the court immediately!
I better keep an eye on that ticket, the way the judge's voice is quivering. Oh, he's about to fucking steal it, is what they're getting at. That's funny.
This ticket was presented to the court in the previous trial, too. But it feels heavier now, somehow. $500,000, you say?
It's just a scrap of paper. What matters is where it was found, Your Honor. And that's on Maggie's person, unfortunately.
You really think that there are any contradictions in his testimony?
To be honest, I don't know.
But Gumshoe told us out in the lobby. He said we'd be forming a united front, right? How will we win the case if he doesn't throw us a line?
I don't have a whole lot of options right now. The best I can do is gather the facts together, I guess. Okay, hold on. I feel like I pressed everything last time. Listening to the radio. Traces a poison found in his coffee cup. I'm gonna press him on potassium cyanide, maybe? I've heard of that chemical before. Exactly how strong is this poison, Detective Gumshoe? Well, that stuff's lethal. Eat too much in your history.
How much is too much?
A lethal dose is 0.2 grams. That's about enough to finish anyone off.
0.2 grams? How much is that?
You know when you swab your ears for earwax? Yeah, about that much. Earwax, huh? Sounds like something Gumshoe's got an abundance of.
Such a small quantity of poison could have been concealed anywhere.
Okay, so... Hold on. I'm not presenting, I just want to look at my fucking evidence. So check it. Okay, doesn't help. Job listings, Trapian lunch special. I mean, okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I wanna save here. Just because I did just get evidence. Can I not? That's not it. The music would have stopped. I don't want to, like, you know, take forever on this. Died of potassium cyanide poisoning. Time of death is between 1:30 and 2:30. I'm gonna save here. Can I say that, like, it took too long? No. I don't think we pressed anything. So traces of the poison were found in the coffee cup and nowhere else? Not sure I get you, pal. Was the poison a liquid or was it a powder? If I had to put it in layman's terms, I'd say it was a powdery substance. So the poison could have been in anything that was on the table. Sugar, salt, pepper. Objection. Ha! Do you put salt and pepper in your coffee, Trite?
The victim took his coffee black with no sugar. It seems that the poison could have only been in the coffee.
What should I do? Should I press on this point? I'm gonna press harder. I feel like I need to keep pressing. Are you absolutely certain that the victim even drank any of his coffee?
What do you mean?
According to this file, the poison was found in the victim's coffee cup. But what proof is there that the victim ever drank any of it?
Oh, hey, you're right. That's what I was thinking. Objection.
The music stopped. In case you were wondering, that last objection was for the detective there.
Huh? For me?
Oh, hey, you're right. You may be fooling the court, but I'm not falling for it. If you have the time to waste, you have time to present that piece of evidence.
That piece, sir?
Yes, that piece.
What piece was it again?
Does he know that I don't?
This.
Should I be grateful this coffee's only hot enough to give me first-degree burns?
Oh, now I remember. This is the, victim's coffee cup.
Okay! Here it is, motherfucker! Here's what drove me nuts. This picture, in my dumb, stupid mind, you can't see the whole thing. Actually, I have to move the fucking camera, right? In this picture, right, I'll move the mouse over it. Oh, you still can't see the mouse. Hold on. Can you see it? I guess you can't. Okay. Point is, right, I'll move me to where it needs to be. So hold on. I want to be here. Okay. See that? See that right there? The little fucking brown stain where the mouth is? Right? See that? That right there is to imply that you were holding it. If you're right-handed, right? If you're right-handed, you'd be holding it like this, right? But if you're left-handed, right, then you'd be holding it like this. So you have to be right-handed to have the lip on that side. Because you would have held it like you would have twisted it around, which you can't. Would twisted it around. Let me put myself back. Point being, right? Point being is that the orientation of where that shit is matters, and I didn't fucking know that. I didn't know the picture mattered at all. Yeah, the victim's cup. Take a good look at the rim.
Oh yes, it's unmistakable. There's clearly a coffee stain on it.
Conclusive proof that the victim did drink the poisoned coffee that was in his cup. The victim gulped down the bitter death that the waitress brought him, like this.
For the record, the only prints on the cup were the victims and the defendants. Upon further investigation of this cup, we found a certain chemical substance.
Wait, what? I feel like I need more information. Can I stop you for just a minute?
What is it? Did I say something that contradicts the evidence?
He's so desperate for that to be true, he's practically crying. Your testimony just now doesn't match the testimony given by Miss Bird. She claims that there was another man at the victim's table.
Yeah, that's what she said. And I...
Objection. What killer wouldn't say that when faced with a homicide conviction?
Hey.
Sadly, your testimony isn't supported by the owner or the other customer. Isn't that right, Detective Gumshoe?
Yeah, it's true. There are two testimonies tie up on that. They both said there was no other guy at the table.
What should I do? I have to fucking press harder on everything? Really? Well, maybe the other witnesses just missed him. Perhaps their view of the victim's table was obscured in some way. Ha! That argument's as weak as the coffee at Tribulations, Trite. I have here in my possession a ticket. A ticket? Looks more like a photo to me. Yeah, a one-way ticket to the Guiltyville. Population the defendant. This is a photograph taken from near the entrance to the kitchen. This is the scene as witnessed by the chef, moments after the poisoning took place, correct? I think the court will agree that with such a clear view of the scene of the crime. How, Mr. Trite, could anyone have overlooked a second person at the table? It's probably hiding behind the fucking partition in your photograph, dumbass.
It certainly seems to show the victim's table extremely clearly. That's enough! The facts of this case seem overwhelmingly clear to me.
Oh, it was literally just to get the facts. Okay. That's what they were saying.
The defendant had ample opportunity to commit the crime of which she's charged. Furthermore, it seems beyond reasonable doubt that she did indeed commit this crime.
I like an old man who knows the score.
There's also the matter of the $500,000 lottery ticket. That alone provides a very credible motive. I mean, for that sum of money, even I might be tempted to bend the rules.
I don't mind an old man who's weak to the siren call of money.
Not good, Nick. The evidence against Maggie's starting to pile up fast.
Yeah, that's because the court has ruled guilty once already. I'd say it's about time to wrap up this repeat performance. With one final decisive piece of evidence. He's got more evidence against Maggie. This is the apron the delightful Miss Bird was wearing at the time.
Wow, that's not the cleanest apron I've seen.
That stain looks like... It can't be blood, can it? Ha! It seems the star of our play was a little flustered. It's period blood, what? And somehow spilled coffee on herself. The coffee? That's not exactly the first thing that caught my eye. Of course, the coffee stain isn't the most interesting thing about this apron. No, there's something else that stands out even more.
Something else? I presume you mean...
Of course, I'm referring to the pocket. The pocket? A search carried out right after the incident uncovered this. Potassium cyanide. The very poison used by the killer was in her apron pocket. A bottle of poison in Maggie's pocket? Yeah, and Maggie's prints were the only ones on it. What?! I call fucking bullshit on that shit, dude.
Order! 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 The court will accept these items into evidence. There's something still bothering me, Mr. Goathart. Why have you not explained the blood stain to the court?
That's what I was wondering too. Bloodstain? What bloodstain would that be?
Don't play games, prosecutor! The blood-colored stain that's smeared all over the apron!
That's ridiculous. No one told me anything about a bloodstain. You don't need to be told. Just look at it. This also comes up. He can't see the color red because his fucking lenses are red. Well, detective, could the stain really be blood? No way, sir. It's just ketchup, sir. Ketchup? She must have gotten some on her apron while taking someone their breakfast that day.
You could have spoken up a little sooner, Detective Gumshoe!
Pull a stunt like that again and I'll have you drink 17 cups of ketchup, witness. I thought everyone knew what it was already.
I haven't seen anything yet to make me doubt the last ruling I made on this case. The motive, the opportunity, and the supporting evidence. They have all been clearly established.
Well, Trite, it seems you really are a phony after all. Ah, you really know how to drive a man nuts.
Witness, please continue with your testimony. Describe for the court the crime scene and the findings of your investigation there.
There's probably so much fucking, testimony. 'Cause you have this guy, Victor Kudo, and the fucking Armstrong. The crime was reported at 2:55 by a kind of scary old man, sir. Poor Maggie had passed out from the shock. It must have been real tough for her. The victim didn't have any identification on him, but we figured out who he was pretty quick, and then the investigation went smoothly. When Maggie was searched, we found the lottery ticket and bottle of poison, and that was it. There was nothing else missing from the crime scene.
You identified the victim and secured your prime suspect. Very good.
Last chance to convince the court you're a real lawyer, Trite. Don't count on any more cross-examinations after this one, so let the fun begin. They won't let him talk to every witness? It's kind of a little silly. You know? Alright, so... I do, fucking call bullshit on that. There was nothing else missing, you sure? I guess that was there. Nothing else missing. I mean, I feel like that's wrong. So the $500,000 lottery ticket and the bottle of poison were accounted for. Yeah. Yep. Interesting. It's true that those two items are accounted for. Wasn't there another lottery ticket that was stolen that day? Oh, yeah. The one the restaurant owner took. He won a whole dollar with it. What a lucky guy, huh? And they're just going to let him get away with it?
It was just $1, detective.
I guess no one cares when it's that little, except for Gumshoe.
If I don't find a hole in this testimony, the judge is going to hand down his verdict.
Gumshoe isn't giving us anything to work with, and we can't find any contradictions if he doesn't give us something.
Yeah, that's true, but Maggie and Gumshoe are like Dumb and Dumber. Our only hope is that they were so dumb they missed something obvious.
Come on, Gumshoe, be the dumbest you've ever been!
Okay, so I'm going to press that. Scary old man, Detective Gumshoe? There's an old man who's a regular at the restaurant where the incident happened. We're obviously talking about the same old man, Victor Kudo. Officers were dispatched right after the report came in, but the old guy still made a fuss. What took you so long? And he hurled abuse at them. And seeds.
Seeds.
Ha, it was nothing. I caught each one with my teeth. Guess not even the mighty Godot can avoid being attacked by that guy. Oh shit, Discord's giving me friend suggestions? Who the fuck are these people? Oh, I know who that is. Who the fuck is this? Who is that? No mutual friends or servers? They look familiar as fuck. That's weird. You know, I think I'm gonna block him. Yeah, you know, just to be safe, just to be safe. Just to say. Alright, the old man was the only other customer in the place at the time. He took his time finding a payphone payphone apparently, so he was late reporting the crime. Okay, so hold on. Poor Maggie passed out from the shock. How long was the defendant unconscious for? The officers got to the crime scene around 2:40. Maggie was still out cold in the kitchen at that time. Took another 10 minutes or so before she came to. I would have liked to have been on the scene myself. I bet you would have liked to have carried out the search too, you fucking pervert. I would love to see Maggie asleep like that, all pretty and peaceful. You're a professional detective, Gumshoe, not a professional bird watcher. That's so weird. Save the romantics for your own time, detective. They're not, like, together, by the way. That's what's crazy about that, is, like, they're not dating. He just likes her. So for him to, like, to say that on its own sim is, like, whatever. Like, I've said similar, you know what I mean? But, like, to go into court where she's there, like, she's in court, and for him to be like, yeah, I would have loved to watch her sleep. That's fucking weird. Save the romantics for your own time, detective. All we need to know is about the investigation. Oops, I guess I'm pretty red right now, aren't I? Okay, he didn't have any identification? Are you saying it was stolen then? No, I don't think so. The victim didn't have a driver's license or even a credit card on him, pal. All he had was 58 cents in his wallet. 58 cents? Yeah, I can't believe I found someone with less in their wallet than me, pal.
The victim sounds like he was a thoroughly miserable young man.
Or some kind of outlaw. Why not give him a bit of an edge? I think I'm onto something here. How did you figure out who the fuck he was? That's so weird. Wait a sec. Did I say something dumb again? Let me paraphrase what you just testified to this court. The victim didn't have any form of ID on him. That's basically what you said, yes? Yeah, basically. In that case, how were you able to identify the victim so quickly? Oh, that. He's so let down, he's got the whole sagging shoulders and puppy eyes thing going. There was a prescription bag on the victim's table along with the lottery ticket. Seems Mr. Glenn Elk visited his doctor before he went to Tribulations. We got the victim's name from the medical records of the doc who prescribed the meds.
That's a reliable enough source for the court.
Ask about his health insurance. Look at the bag. So what sort of medicine was in the bag?
Well, actually, the bag we found was empty.
Huh?
Yeah, completely empty.
It was completely empty. Ha! You're entering an empty paper bag as evidence? Desperate, are you, trite? Now, what happened with the investigation after that, detective? Okay, I feel like I don't need to fucking, you know, go much further. Yeah, I don't need to save. We got this. Detective Gumshoe, I think I should point something out to you. There's just one small contradiction in your testimony. Look at how fucking smug he is.
Oh, finally! I'm getting all anxious just waiting, so hurry up, will you?
You testified that nothing else was missing from the crime scene. However, the prescription bag you mentioned was empty. Did the officers recover the medicine from the scene of the crime later?
No, they didn't.
The victim was given a prescription right before going to Tribulations. Where then did the medicine disappear to?
You are too cool, pal! Indeed! Due consideration wasn't given to the victim's prescription in the previous trial. Witness! Why do you always overlook such vital pieces of evidence? I guess that's the most careless thing I've done so far, huh?
The victim was killed by poison, and the victim's medicines mysteriously disappeared. The victim's own prescription could have been the lethal poison itself.
Order! Order! Well, Mr. Godot, what do you have to say to that?
That's all. What? Read for the court the name of the clinic on the prescription bag, if you will. What's the clinic's name got to do with anything? New Ear Otolaryngological Clinic. Otolaryngological?
Just what kind of illness was the victim suffering from, Mr. Godot?
Hardly an illness, Your Honor. More like a bitter war wound, you could say.
A war wound?
The day before the incident, Mr. Elk found himself in a fight. He took a blow to the side of his head and ruptured his eardrum. He ruptured his eardrum?
Then what on earth was the prescription he was given?
It was a cream that was to be applied topically inside his ear canal, not to be ingested.
Oh,
what? It's mentioned in the autopsy report if you read the fine print. They found traces of the medication in the victim's left ear.
Yes, here it is, in very, very fine print.
Seems Mr. Elg correctly applied some of his medication while he was at Tribulations. Therefore, it would be absurd to believe that he would have eaten his medication.
It seems that this medication is irrelevant to the case after all.
No!
Nick! If you don't think of something quick, it'll all be over!
She's right, but I can't get away with a weak objection. What do I do? I'm gonna save the game. Push the medication issue. I have to. Only moments ago, Mr. Godot made the following statement. It seems Mr. L correctly applied some of his medication while he was at Tribulations. If that's the case, why was the medication not found at the scene of the crime?
But the medication in question was for topical use inside the ear canal.
Objection! That doesn't change the fact that it could not be found at the scene of the crime! However insignificant it may seem, it's a lawyer's duty to pursue the truth! Objection! You know as well as I do that medication is irrelevant. It hardly seems likely that the prescription drug would contain potassium cyanide. Objection! It hardly seems likely that the coffee the waitress served would contain it either. But it did! The possibility is undeniable!
That's enough! Mr. Godot, is the detective the only witness the prosecution wishes to call? Mr. Godot? I've got my own witness I'd like to call, sir. It's the old man who was there in the restaurant on the day of the murder.
Victor Kudo, the pigeon hater?
Very well. The matter of the disappearing medication seems a little more than trivial at best. However, it wasn't explored at all in the previous trial, and that is something that bothers me.
Yay, good job, Nick!
The court will adjourn for a 10-minute recess, after which we will hear the prosecution's next witness.
Ha! I suppose this means I'll just have to finish you off in my last 6 cups.
Court is adjourned for recess.
Okay, so this is like getting close to the end then, if he's like on cup number 11 right now.
Phew, that was close.
Tell me about it. I nearly died in there.
That's my line, sir!
That's my line! I think I really did die a little bit.
Looks like we all nearly died in there. I can't believe Detective Gumshoe. How could he betray us like that?
Huh?
He said he'd help me, but he totally set me up!
I don't think he meant to do that, Maggie. He was backed into a corner. I mean, the guy's got to do his job, right?
It's okay. I know all about lies and betrayal. I've had them my whole life. But it really hurt this time. Felt like someone punched me hard in the stomach. I hate that guy. I don't ever want to see him again.
Poor Gumshoe.
So the next witness is going to be that old guy from the park, right?
Yeah, Mr. Kudo, lover of waitress outfits and projectile seeds.
I bet he's gonna be really stubborn. I mean, he's pretty set in his ways, you know?
Yeah, he's a big old grouch. You gonna be able to handle him, Nick?
Yeah, I can take whatever he throws at me. Even those never-ending bird seeds. January 7th, 11:15 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 4. So we're fucking getting there. We're like pretty close to the end then.
Court will now reconvene for the trial of Maggie Bird. Mr. Godot, your next witness, please.
The prosecution calls the lucky old-timer who caught the show over a cup of coffee. Will the witness please take the stand? This is it. And we're going to introduce him and then do the same thing. Name and occupation if you don't mind.
The name is Victor Kudo, born and bred in the land of the rising sun. Honor and duty are what make me. Mind you, I can be quite emotional at times, too.
We don't need to hear about that, Mr. Kudo. Just tell the court your occupation.
My occupation? Ha! Listen, youngin'. How much call do you think there is for kimono embroidery here?
Kimono embroidery?
That's what I do! Or did back in Japan.
So they're not in Japan? They are in America.
I embroidered family crests on kimonos. My ancestors...
No, because doesn't, like, gumshoe... Or doesn't, Hold on. I need to Google this shit.
My ancestors were embroidering kimonos before this country even existed.
Hold on. What? Okay, so... So, in the official Japanese, where this game, like the actual game itself, or like the genuine lore, is that they are in Japan, right? Which doesn't explain, because how the fuck are they just making shit up, like when they localize? I guess localization means they changed it to make, so he probably used to do this, and his dialogue's different here. But it seems they're in Los Angeles, in the localization. They're in LA. But Japanese culture is deeply integrated, creating a unique atmosphere, which explains why things are a little different. And in Spirit of Justice, they're in the Kingdom of Korean. So fans have dubbed it Japanifornia, but it is indeed this here, there in California. That's very interesting.
Wow, a real craftsman. They're a dying breed. Hey, maybe he can embroider my costume sometime.
It's not a costume, whatever.
Anyway, like I said, there's not much demand for that kind of thing here. So I had to take a job working the cash register at a burger joint, pretending to smile.
That burger joint would have been better off putting him in the kitchen.
Now then, witness, were you in the restaurant at the time of the incident?
Oh yes, I was eating some seeds over a cup of Javachino.
Seeds?
What do you think these are,
I see.
So you saw everything that happened, Gramps?
Did I? Oh, yes. Oh, yes, I did. I saw it all.
Then please, tell the court. We're all ears.
Sure, I'll tell you. I'll tell you every last detail.
You gotta save the game. Because we're at 30 minutes. Thank you so much for watching. In the next episode, we will see what the fuck Victor Kudo has to say. For now, I'm gonna get the fuck up out. Bye-bye.